A doctor whose name has been in the headlines. Dr. Arnie Klein, Michael Jackson's friend, dermatologist for more than 25 years. Dr. Klein is a professor of medicine and dermatology at UCLA Medical School. He is also a doctor well known to famous names all through Hollywood. So he wanted to know, what did he know about Michael Jackson's drug use, including that anesthesia Diprovan? He saw Michael Jackson the Monday before Jackson's death, that Thursday. You saw him on the Monday before his death, 3 days before his death?
Absolutely, yes.
And we are told that he weighed about 125 pounds, that he was in enormous pain, he was having trouble sleeping. Did you know of these things?
No, I didn't know. There was no trouble sleeping in my office, okay? He was not in terrible pain when I saw him. He danced in the office, and he danced for my patients. He's very muscular, and he was very, very happy and dancing.
You saw nothing that would have caused you worry?
I saw nothing at that point in time that would make me worry whatsoever, but I always was concerned about him because I always was worried about other doctors. But here's the problem with Michael. No matter what he wanted, someone would give it to him.
You're talking
because
pills,
the very rich,
you're talking medication.
Yes, because the very rich and the very poor and the very famous all get the worst medical care.
You're saying that being as wealthy as he was, he could go to doctors and get anything he wanted. Do you know what he was getting? Did he
Absolutely.
tell you what he was on?
No, not whatsoever. I mean, once, many years ago, I knew of something, and I told him he was absolutely insane to take one pill of that. And
Was
that
it
was the only
Oxycontin?
thing that I knew. No, Oxycontin wasn't around by then, Kentucky heroin. What was around at that point was something called Dilaudid, which milligram for milligram is 10 times stronger than morphine. I said, you can't take that, it's poison. Throw that in the trash. And I got him to throw it in the toilet. But I can't be there every minute. I wish I could have been there every minute of the day.
He confided in you, and he was coming to your office, and you as a physician, and doesn't every doctor need to know every medication a person is on when they see them? Did you ever just say to him, list them for me?
Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that the patient is going to tell you the absolute truth. I had records of every single medicine because I diagnosed him with lupus, remember, many years ago. So I was very well aware that he took various medication. But I did not know that he was getting treated by any other physician, honestly, than myself.
You have seen addiction. Are you saying you saw no signs?
Absolutely.
You saw no signs of him over-medicated?
No, I didn't see problems of slurred speech, shortened movements, or anything like that whatsoever. But my expertise is not addiction, my expertise is aesthetics. So I think what's important to me is to tell you that, you know, I feel horrible for what happened because I really, really love this person, because he was the person who was the consummate entertainer that could get up on a stage and sing. And once he began entertaining, he virtually made love to every single person in the audience.
I want to give you a chance to respond to something, because as you well know, there has been at least one account which said that your name has arisen as one of 5 doctors who gave him prescription medications.
No, I'm not one of the 5 doctors. I'm not one of the 5 doctors. I've not been examined by anyone, okay? I've not been contacted by the police in Los Angeles. So I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not one of the doctors.
So that report is completely
I was his doctor.
Untrue.
I've given him medication, yes. But you could take all the medication I gave him in a year right now and nothing would happen to you, okay?
So you didn't give him the painkillers that we're talking about here, the Demerols and the Percocets and the Oxycontin.
I don't want to discuss how I treated him because, you know, in discussing how I treated him, I didn't give him this crap they talk about. I've never prescribed Oxycontin in my life. How am I going to prescribe Diprovan when I don't understand how to use it? So I'm not even under any examination by the police as one of those individuals.
Now, I just want to be clear, because this is a very important thing that you're saying this afternoon, that you are saying you never gave him the kind of drugs that would have fueled addiction. You're saying that?
No, I have to tell you that I have sedated him in the past. You have to hear from me. I've sedated him in the past because I've had to put him through very painful procedures, you understand? There was nothing wrong with the manner I treated Michael, because what I had to do is restructure for an individual who had lupus, who had terrible acne scarring his face, and rebuild the structure of a face. When you do this, at times you have to sedate him with very mild levels of drugs, nothing to the likes of what they're describing. So I don't want to see never, but I was not one of the doctors who participated in giving him overdoses of drugs or too much of anything. In fact, I was the one who limited everything, who stopped everything.
Did you say to yourself, could I have saved him? How could we have saved him?
No, I couldn't move for 8 hours. I sat in the same position in the same chair for 8 hours. I went into almost instantaneous shock, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't believe it. I felt so awful.
And to the doctors you suspect are complicit in the addiction of someone like Michael Jackson,
Absolutely.
what do you say?
Well, I say they're criminals. I say that anyone who makes someone an addict or gives person potentially dangerous substances directly to them to use, like propofol, is a criminal. It becomes nothing more than a manslaughter or something worse than that. So this is the most loving human being that I grieve immensely for his loss of my life.